Yo, what's poppin', bagel bros, and welcome back to another Patreon rant. If you want one of these, go to the link down in the description and give me $5 to $10. This one comes from KD Pack, who says, "Fuck you. Horrors of Malformed Men." Or no, I got it wrong. It's the other way around. Horrors of Malformed Men, fuck you. I was still scrolling to it, but I was reciting it by memory. Or at least attempting to. Now, this rant. The universe did not want this rant to happen. It really didn't. Because my computer recently has had an issue where every time I try to rant, it starts glitching the fuck out. It's actually doing it right now. It was doing it real bad with my Yeti microphone, and then I finally, I was thinking maybe it's the cable to the Yeti specifically, and the way, it goes into the USB slot that's somehow causing it to glitch out, because it only happens when I rant, maybe it's actually the temperature or whatever, but, it's calming down a little bit. I busted out my old Fifine microphone, so, yeah, it's starting to get worse. It's actually a bit of a concerning issue, and would be far more concerning if this was still my daily driver, but fortunately, I have an actual PC now. The only problem is I can't rant right now inside on it, because the house is full of people, and I'm going to be talking about Horrors of Malformed Men. Now, this is one of the 2 movie rants I was given that I am way overdue on, but thankfully, it is currently New Year's Eve, and I'm getting the last 2 rants out of the way because I thought, it's gonna be bad karma if I go into the new year with unfinished business, right? I mean, I guess I still have the Q&A to do, but that's probably canceled anyway. But yeah, what did I think about the actual movie? You may notice that I'm continually trying to not say it, not talk about it, rather, because this is the worst movie ever. This is a 2 out of 10, maybe even a 1. I'm considering it. Now, I DM'd Rufus before this because, so for some context that I think is necessary, Rufus has been gassing this movie continuously for the past, literally 6 months, ever since he initially told me to talk about it. And I sincerely believed, going into it, this is going to be something that Rufus really likes. And I was expecting, this is probably not going to be my thing, because it's an old-ass Japanese movie, and horror at that. But I was like, it's going to at least be a 7 out of 10, right? I mean, Rufus has good taste. It's going to be good. And I go into it, and the first impressions aren't awful. It's about this guy in a psych ward, and he was studying to become a doctor. The problem is, you'll immediately notice one of the first things about this movie that is very important going forward. There are so many tits. Constant tits. Every time a woman can be naked, they are naked. And that is a running theme throughout this movie. But I'm that's tacky, and, I hate the logic, too. The idea is that, they're crazy, so of course they're topless, because they're in a psych ward. Actually, later on, it's revealed that it's this goofy as fuck reveal, we'll get to it. But, for the time being, the logic is that they're crazy, so they're topless. And I was okay, well that's a bit gross, but whatever, it could still be an alright time. But as you go on, it transitions. Okay, so this guy, he escapes the psych ward after some guy tries to strangle him. And he, there's this guy who looks exactly like him. Turns out to be his brother, right? But he died, and he's part of this rich family, so he's I'm gonna pose as my brother for some reason. This is a stupid decision, right? Now, the idea is that he's on the run from the law because he, got framed for the murder of some girl. And so I don't even want to talk about this movie. I really don't. I'm trying to get through it as fast as possible. I guess more context, right? So there were two movies that I had to watch. One of them is literally a 10 out of 10. One of them is perfect. It's a masterpiece. I want to talk about it so badly. And this movie is like, it's venom. It's venom that I need to get out. I need to detox after watching this movie. Because the idea is that it's so bad it's good, right? That's the idea behind Rufus recommending it to me. I'll just cut to the chase. It's not actually good. It sucks. It's not so bad it's good, it's just bad. It's just really, really bad. And the reason why, let's give, the best example I can give is like this done well. Blood Raining Night. Now, Blood Raining Night is like Nyan Neko Sugar Girls, if it was serious. But, you know, it's like actually really bad, obviously. It's made by a 15-year-old, and it's filled with nudity and violence, and it's edgy, and it's really bad. But it's funny, because it feels really innocent, and, like, there's the main, like, Inuyasha and Korra are there for some reason, and the main character has sex with Inuyasha and carries his child, because clearly, like, the person who made it was into Inuyasha, and probably had a crush on the main character, right? This is, like, it's violent, and there's tons of, like, MS Paint nudity, but it feels innocent. It feels like it comes from, like, this really pure place, and so watching it is really fun. Like, it is truly a blast to watch. Like, I could watch this with friends, you know, crack open, well, when I'm old enough to drink anyway, crack open a few cold ones and get drunk watching this shit. I could, you know, bust out the popcorn. This would be a great group watch. But Horrors of Malformed Men isn't, and the reason why is because it's, like, it's a lot darker, it's a lot edgier, but it also feels a lot more, for, you know, I don't want to come off wrong here, but, like, exploitative. There's just so much nudity, and it hits a little different when it's real actors. It's not even to say that this is, like, a morally, you know, complicated thing. Like, I'm not saying it's unethical to have this much nudity in a movie, because at the end of the day, it is just a movie. But it just feels gross. It really does. The plot is so skeevy. There's, like, the further in you get, there's, like, legitimately pretty good costume design, actually. I'll give it that. But, like, you get to the island filled with malformed men, and they, like, look hideous and, like, actually, you know, really gory. And, like, it, you know, it's... God, there's a bunch of dialogueless scenes just showing the malformed men and their, like, tribal things. The villain is really goofy. It's the main character's dad. Yeah, he has, like, a nonsensical motivation. He wants, oh, it's an island of malformed men, and it's like my perfect creation. That's the extent of his character. But then, you know, it gets deeper into the movie, and, like, one of the main characters, not the main character, but, like, one of the characters going with him on the island, who, by the way, throughout this montage of them on the island, these guys, like, this girl and guy, who I forgot the names of already, like, their reactions are not shown. It is unknown what they even feel about this entire thing, as they see, like, these weird tribal rituals and shit. It's bizarre. It's like, why don't I see them in horror? You know, we see the main character weirded out, but not them. Not them. But furthermore, like, I guess the reveal is that, you know, they're working with the guy, but they actually double-cross him in a way. Fuck. Yeah, so the main character isn't even the main character, because a detective comes in at the last minute to solve the case and be like, actually, there's so much shit that happens. Like, I don't even think I processed all of the twists because I was, like, half paying attention at this point. The main character fucks his sister, by the way. That's a thing. But the detective comes in, and he's like, actually, this main dude was, like, drugging and raping girls, and, like, kidnapping them, and, and, like, this other lady, the main villain's wife, the main character's mom, it gets so convoluted. His dad, like, chained her up and killed the husband that she cheated on him with, and then had someone rape her. The plot is too disgusting to be enjoyable at a certain point. And so you're just left feeling really gross about the entire thing. And once again, I've said this plenty of times, once a movie gets too dark, I can't really have a good time with it. It's why I put off, watching old-time classics that are said to be, really depressing and have really depraved plots, but that are supposed to be really good. And so for this to be, a so bad it's good popcorn kind of experience, it has to be on some level innocent, As edgy as Blood Raining Night is, once again, it feels innocent. It really does. It feels pure-hearted and, cute in a way, even though there is so much MS Paint blood. And I feel like the MS Paint drawings really do a lot to take you away from the fact that what is happening is, really bloody. Once again, it's cute in a way. This just isn't. It's not so bad it's good. It's really boring. It's really gross after a certain point. I got so fucking tired of seeing all these tits on screen constantly. It's just too much. It really is. You have to have a much more lighthearted aesthetic and atmosphere for me to like a so bad it's good thing. This is just bad. Fuck you, Rufus, for making me watch this. And thank God it's over. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I want to talk about the next movie. Watch my next rant, because that's an actually good movie that I want to talk about. Fuck you, Rufus. See ya.